So today I'm doing some speech testing. I'm using the old Affinity system here, but you may well be using other equipment. Hopefully, like the Affinity, you've got the speech software all built in. Now what we can see here on the screen, so I've already done my pure tone audiogram, and in the Affinity software that appears here on the right hand side, which is really handy because I'm going to need to refer to my audiogram in order to calculate the levels that I'm using for speech testing. So before we start the speech test, we make sure we've got our pure tone audiogram, and obviously it's important to have done your stage A checks as well. So we're using standard headphones, so my patient has the headphones on, and we're ready to start testing. And we're going to start with the better ear, so in this case that's the right ear, which you can see here. And to decide your starting level for the speech signal, we're going to calculate the average from 250, 500 and 1 kilohertz. So in this case our average is 10 decibels on the better ear. So our starting level is going to be 40 dB, so that's 30 dB above that. There's no conductive component anywhere on either side, so our masking level goes in at 30 decibels below that. And I'm going to switch that on now. And if there is a conductive element, it's good to refer to our protocol to put in your corrections. So before we start, we're going to instruct the patient. So we're now going to do some speech testing. This time, instead of hearing tones, you're going to hear words. So it's a male voice, and you'll hear very short words like cat and dog. And all I need you to do is to repeat those words back to me as soon as you hear them. If there are any words where you're not sure, then take a guess, or if you just hear a part of the word, say the sound that you've heard, because it will all count towards your score at the end. Is that okay? Yeah. For some of the tests, you're also going to hear some background rushing sounds, so just ignore that. And if it becomes uncomfortable at any point, then let me know. Okay. So we're now ready to start. So I've got my levels correct. I've got my word list here. So I'm starting on word list 1. And I'm going to select play.
Ship. Rug.
So my patient is just repeating the words and I'm scoring the phonemes. So I'm scoring each sound that she gets correct.
Fan. Cheek. Haze. Dice. Both. Well. Jot. Move.
Okay, so we've reached the end of word list 1 and the score is 100%. I'm going to store that. I feel that probably my patient is now pretty confident with the test, but I'm just going to run one more list on her good ear just to make absolutely sure of that. So I'm increasing to 50 dB and taking my masking level up. We've automatically gone now to word list 2 and I hit play again. Lovely, so we've now done 2 lists, we've scored 100% again. So we're really happy now that the patient is completely confident with the test. Now on the good ear, it's not necessary to plot a full speech curve. We've got 2 good results, so we're going to move on now to the left ear. So I'm going to switch to the left side. Now the starting level on the left side, again, we're going to calculate our average, which in this case is 35 dB. So actually I'm going to put the speech signal in at 65 dB, so 30 above that. And our speech level, we need to put in at 30 dB below that, so that's going to go in at 35 dB. So we're ready to go and we're going to run our first list on the left side. And remember again, we're scoring the phonemes.
Third. Mitch.
Okay, so this time the patient has said Mitch, so we've missed off the W sound, but we got the I and Ch, so that's a 2.
Wrap. Can't hear.
Okay, so my patient didn't get that one at all, so we're going to score that as a 0.
Moan. Can't really hear.
So she didn't get that one again, but I'm confident that she is guessing and she's trying. If you have a patient that doesn't seem to be getting any, then it's worth just reminding them to, make sure that you guess the words where you're not sure.
Can't really hear that.
Okay, so she scored 57%. I'm going to store that. Now on the bad side, I do really want to plot a full curve if I can, so that I'm confident when I've reached my maximum score. So what I'm going to do now is actually take it down by 10 dB. And we're going to run another list.
Can't hear it. Mill.
Okay, doing well.
Mat. Couldn't tell.
No, that's fine. Keep guessing if you're not sure. Any sounds that you hear will count towards your final score.
Can't really hear it.
Don't worry, well done. They were really quiet, those ones. So now my patient scored 30%. I'm going to store that. So now I've got 2 points. I can see that the scores are increasing. So I'm happy now to go up from where I started. So we'll go up to 75. And we'll run another list.
Feb. Can't really hear. June.
Okay, so this time my patient has scored 70%. I'm going to store that. So we still seem to be increasing. At this point, I'm just going to check in with my patient. So I'm going to make it a little bit louder, just to remind you, if it starts to get uncomfortably loud at all, do tell me and we can stop. So now we're going to go up to 85. And we'll play another list.
Fill. Can't really hear. Bed. Can't really hear.
Okay, well done, you did really well. So now what we can see here is it looks like there's some rollover. I could go on to double check that, but actually I don't want to make the sound uncomfortable for my patient by going up any louder. And I feel pretty confident that what we found here is our maximum speech score. So I'm happy to record that now as being 70%. Where it can get slightly more tricky is if you get to maybe 90 dB and perhaps a patient's only scored, 47%. You could go up a little bit further, but actually I wouldn't recommend going up any further than 100 dB unless you're really experienced with speech testing and you can absolutely be sure that your patient is comfortable. So well done, you did really well. Thanks for doing the test.